What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? It's the unpaid intern back with another musical review. I'm doing this at my job at this front desk. Luckily, we haven't opened yet, so all is well. Yeah, that's why you're hearing echoes in the background. But more importantly, today, at long last, I will be reviewing the new JPEGMAFIA album, All My Heroes Are Cornballs. This is, I believe, the third studio album from JPEGMAFIA after his second and critically acclaimed project, Veteran, an album I still bump to this day. But let's get into this new album because, to me, honestly, I love it. I love this album a lot. I wasn't sure that I would after I heard the. Okay, let me just make this clear. When I heard the first single off of this album, Jesus Forgive Me, I Am a Thought, I loved it. I thought it was a nice change of musical direction for him because he was using more sonic sounding instruments. He was using this guitar riff. Everything else just felt warm. I remember somebody describing it as like a vaporwave or something like that. But I really liked how it sounded. I loved the bars. I loved that little period in the song where he goes aggressive and then goes back to the regular mellow flow. So after hearing that first single, I knew JPEG Mafia was going in a different direction with this new thing. Then I heard Beta Male Strategies, and that was the second single he dropped leading up to the album. And that felt more like regular Peggy to me, you know. He had that sample at the beginning, but then again, the last half of that song was another hard guitar riff. So this album, what I have to say about this album regarding its content is that I feel as though JPEG Mafia is being a lot more personal with what he says on this new album, because Veteran, to me, he was kind of political. Obviously, he was talking about himself as well, but in more of a satire sort of way. And he does that on this album as well. But the tracks on this, especially Free the Frail, where he gets very personal about him being a celebrity and how he's perceived by the public. The hook on that song, Don't Rely on the Strength of My Image, you know? By the way, that hook was great. I keep telling myself Free the Frail is my favorite song on the album because, I don't know, that hook is so powerful to me, man. And it sang very well. And everything about that song, it's really not as experimental as most of his other stuff. It's obvious he wants you to listen to what he's saying on that. Not that he doesn't on his other tracks, but you get the picture. But there are a lot of good songs on this album, especially the title track. Again, JPEG Mafia getting a little bit personal, you know. He's talking about how he went to Coachella and his enemies can't say the same. Stuff like that. And I'm not sure if the beat on the title track was sampled, but it sounded very good. It was a very nice loop. Other songs on this album I liked. Prone was easily the most aggressive song on the album, but I loved it. And I loved the song he does at the end, the cover of that Wayne Wonder song. That was great too. I recognized it immediately because it used to play a lot when I was younger on the radio and stuff. What else? Keenan versus Kel, another good song. And it's a song on the album that also follows the same kind of pattern that Beta Male Strategies did, where the first half is kind of calm and the other half is kind of, aggressive. What else on this album did I enjoy? I'm really just doing this off of the top of my head because I really wanted to get this review out there. I also liked Rap Grow Old Die. I believe that was the name of the track. That song was good too. I love the Sami Zayn line on it too as well. The Dots freestyle, I was waiting for that to be a real song ever since I heard it on The Cave. That was great. I love that. Poppy, I Missed You was a song I didn't really like at the first time I heard it. But listening to it now, I see its value in the album. JPEG Mafia type beat. I actually, upon listening to the song, I realized that I heard it already when he did his Pitchfork concert. When he was stage diving, that was the song that was playing in the background. And I love how the end of that track bleeds into the beginning of the next track, Grimy Waifu, which is another great song. His singing, that's another thing about this album. JPEG Mafia sings a lot more on this thing. He obviously spits bars, but he sings a lot more on this album. More than I've ever heard him before. And he doesn't just sing, he sings in different tones. I remember on the title track, he hit some high notes. He hit some real high notes on that one. But yeah, going back to Grimy Waifu, Take These Bullets From Me, that's my Grimy Waifu. That was, I love how he's singing about something rather dark, but the atmosphere of the track, again, he's using guitars just like he did in Jesus Forgive Me, but he's using these acoustic guitars to give you this gentle feel, but the whole time he's talking about his gun, which is kind of a nice paradox in its own right. But let me just finalize this review by saying I really did enjoy this album. I didn't get to listen to it properly in depth the first time, so my first listen was kind of marred because of that. But overall, as it regards experimental hip hop, this guy is the elite, easily. He's the elite for me as it regards this noise rap, as people like to call it, experimental music. Yeah, I love. Oh my goodness! By the way, Thought Tactics, love that hook. In fact, to be completely honest with you, some of the tracks on this album sound a lot more commercial than on Veteran. Thought Tactics sounded like a very. That sounded like it could be bumped on the radio. You know what I mean? But yeah, as I said, I'm gonna finalize this review because I don't have that much time. But I really wanted to get this out there. Really enjoyed this album. I wanted to give it a 10 out of 10, but I don't know. I don't know what's stopping me from doing that. Because there's nothing about the album that I particularly hate. There's nothing about this album that I dislike. I guess it's just, I'm so close to giving this a 10, but I can't see myself giving it a 10, even though I don't have any problems with it. I think I still might. Because, as I said a while ago, yeah, I didn't have any problems with the album. Yeah, I had a little bit of criticism, but there's nothing about it I dislike. There's nothing about this album that makes me want to skip a track. So I guess as a result of that, I'm going to give this a 10. I liked it. This is easily my favorite experimental rap album of the year. I love how he marketed it as a disappointment, because quite the opposite happened. I was not disappointed by this album. So, yeah, JPEG Mafia, all my heroes are cornballs. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. That's it. I genuinely don't know what the next album I'll review is. Probably Danny Brown's new album. You know what I'm saying? That's coming out soon, which JPEG Mafia is a feature on. How about that?